Everyone and welcome to my channel. It feels weird to be saying that once again. I have not done this in a very long time. I haven't filmed in almost 2 months and this is my first time back doing this, so this all feels brand new to me. And today I will be doing a feature enhancing kind of look. This makeup is very popular to a lot of Asian girls, particularly the Chinese ones, because it's all about healthy glowing skin, a bit of eyeliner. It's a very simple, very basic, but very effective, kind of makeup, especially if you just want to go about your day or you just want to go to work looking a little bit polished. And this is very effective because you could just add a bit of eyeliner, a bit of eyeshadow, a bit of blush, or a bit of lipstick, and voila! It's a night out kind of look. So if you want to know how, stick around and let's get started. Before I start with the skincare, I just want to say that all the products that I will be using today is from Bobbi Brown, but this is not a brand sponsored video, okay? So I will begin first with the Extra Repair Eye Cream. Everything that I'm using at the moment is extra rich, extra moisturizing, extra because it's so cold at the moment, so my skin, and with the radiator constantly on, my skin is always thirsty. I think I have the driest lips in all of Soho, so everything that I'm using is extra moisturizing and extra rich. For moisturizer, I will be using the Repair Moisture Cream Intense. For lips, I will be using this Plumping Serum. Then onto this Radiance Primer with SPF 25. Then onto complexion, I will begin first with this creamy corrector, and I'm using Peach. And then concealer. And for foundation, I will be using the Serum foundation, which is probably the most popular foundation to a lot of Asian girls. So I will be using Warm Natural with a bit of golden. Golden just on the outer perimeter of my face. And then I will buff it with this brush. Ideally, I am golden natural in other Bobbi Brown foundation, but unfortunately they don't do that shade in the Serum foundation, and sometimes Warm Natural is a little bit lighter, so I tend to mix it with golden. I know it's not ideal, but then again, that's life. So that's the skin all polished up, and I will be going in with this skin concealer stick to do a bit of facial structuring. Asian girls are not really big into contouring, but those who does are very, very specific. So they just really want a very lifted look. For blush, I will be using Fresh Melon. And again, they have a very particular placement with their blush. So it's almost underneath the eyes. And a lot of girls that I do makeup for, they tend to favor pale blush. So that's the skin done, but I'm not gonna powder it just yet because I'm waiting for it to really settle onto my skin. Now onto eyes, I will begin first with this cream shadow stick. Eye makeup to a lot of Asian girls are not really complicated. They're not really into that, really elaborate cut crease, winged liner kind of thing. Most of the time, they just use 1-2 colors maximum. They just really want to make their eyes look rounder and bigger. And then using this color here, which is basically a bronzer, so you could use whatever bronzer you have or whatever matte brown eyeshadow that you have. With a big fluffy brush, I'm just going to blend that in a wind swiper motion. So just really nestling the brush like that, feeling the roundness of your eyeball, and then just going back and forth. And when you do this, it's best to do this while looking straight into the mirror. Hence, I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking straight into the mirror. So you know exactly where you're placing the eyeshadow. If you could find a smaller brush than this, even better, but it has to be fluffy. And then going in with this highlighter here, I'm just using my finger. I'm just going to pat that onto the center, and that would just create a bit of dimension. You could totally skip this if you want to keep your eyes matte. I just think that it does a very nice effect. It's not really, you know, a blingy eye, but just really creating that extra dimension on your eyes. Like I said, you could totally skip it. If you really want that, you know, cafe au lait kind of eyes, which is matte eyeshadow, you could just stop on the first step. There you go. Then onto eyeliner, and this is where they get a little bit particular because they're not really into that, you know, really winged out foxy kind of look. They just really want their eyeliner almost straight and just really make their eyes round. So I'm gonna be a little bit precious about it. I will be using a gel liner. So as you can see, I'm not really winging it. I'm just really depositing the eyeliner onto my lash line. Just creating it a little bit thicker on the outer, but just really almost on the lash line. And then using an ultra fine eyeliner brush, I'm going to smudge that. And just really extending it outwards but keeping it straight. And the reason being is because even though I have this Asian eye, the moment I look straight, it will still curve, but I don't really want to do it very angular, so just really keeping it straight like that. And then going in with this dark eyeshadow. This is the Smoky Nudes palette, but you could use whatever dark brown, dark gray, or even black eyeshadow using the same ultra fine eyeliner brush. I'm just going to slightly smudge that gel eyeliner, smoking it up, but at the same time setting it. And then going back again with this floppy brush and just really polishing the bronzer that I used earlier. Onto lashes, I will begin first with this eyelash curler. And then mascara. So that's my lashes done, and I've also applied a pair of Japanese lashes, which I'm really loving because it looks very natural. Going back to the skin, I will be using this Vitamin Enriched Pressed Powder. When going back again to this palette, I will be using the bronzer just to enhance the complexion. And then the blush. I will also be using the highlighter, because why not? Sorry, I got carried away. I'm just doing my brows now. I'm using the micro brow pencil in Espresso. My eyebrows are so uneven at the moment. Alright, that looks decent enough for me. And then I'm going to set them with this natural brow shaper. Then onto lips, I will begin first with this nude lip pencil. And for lip color, I will be using the Afternoon Tea, which is probably the most popular Bobbi Brown lip color to a lot of Asian girls. And even though I used a lip liner earlier, I don't want to have that very definite line around my mouth, so I'm using my finger to blur it out. It's almost creating that foggy kind of lips. I just use the lip liner so it will even out my lip color. It's almost like you applied a lipstick and then you wiped it off. That's the kind of look I'm going for.